I've listened to music but I'm not sure that there is anybody that is close to Lumba when it comes to. Oh, and you know a lot. I mean to mean choose. Empire Bonnie is one of my favorites. Yes. Yes, and I think it's good across the political divide. Obia Emoneno.
Yeah.
There is this funny quote among social media circulated, and I'm sure you've come across it. Obisa Brofu NTP Intia and Kajama Jackson Yonkone Lumba.
I don't say that Lumba, Ninyumba, a German Casa.
The gentleman was great. You see, it wasn't just about Kwanya, Pini, Yankasa language, but how he's able to sample it. Out about Tonyuma, won't see us
together.
Yes, because about two, I don't know, Yankasa, Casa, but Kwanya for sort of cancer, it will take years for you to appreciate Asama Oka.
That's true.
He was truly a legend, so I think it's an opportunity to pay that particular. I hope this time round, something will be done in his memory. Ghana will be 1 year kusi abrosan dan bi ne na kusiem just as ane manyansa nim. Let us build something, a monument bi a nipa beko ho de akokai no say Lumba no we nie. People can even go there and pay money. Say a library, say a monument or anything.
I think Lumba Bonyum over 202 songs.
Yes.
What's about the whole day?
Oh yeah. And you're not also. So I think something should be done in his name. For the back because what Lumba has done, he cannot just fade off from a man for because Ghana we know after 1 year, after 2 years, but what he's done, I'm even proposing so young people no more ban a man for here talented music. Now let us establish a music college somewhere. Young people can go there, learn from the basis. Oh, sir.
Creative art.
Oh, then I think they should continue.
Ongoing.
Oh, okay, then I think they should continue. Young people have access because because a talent in a man for Munedoso, or be an idea, or be a music. So we're able to build this platform for a man for and we can even name it after that Lumba for what he's done. So I think that is just about the way. JB, about the budget. Now we'll be said before the budget, expectation and call Ghana for team. I think the ordeals Ghana for have had to grapple with over the years because of the economic downturn and Ghana go through na a idea as obianim ya father hardship. We had a situation where governor of Bank of Ghana at them the next thing that comes to his mind is print sika sa ya buy also inflation and I'm 54 thereabout then as for the international space at the credit space, Ghana was locked out to a point that we could not go there to assess. All the credible rating agencies in Ghana downgraded Ghana to a restricted default, a big junk status. Among the community of nations, not Ghana, India, we could not even go out there. Bond market na yako floatino. Now nobody was willing because na ya floatia sikani at the bar. We nyansa de bia ba kire dia dance say yakoba obosia no we ne ye. Lo and behold, here we are, a new government has taken over, and for me we are not out of the woods yet. Let us make that particular thing clear. Say Ghana ya free ya how no, we are still in our trouble, but I think there's still too near. There is hope back on it. Confidence is once again returning. Investors are coming. And I say we are making just because the figures, the numbers, and the statistics now clearly give credence to some of these things because within a short period, so our debt estimate drop from 726 billion to 613 billion within 6 months. That is an incredible achievement. You don't even expect because your debt to your GDP before 2020 were now at 68.2 or 3%. IMF catch and say they are giving Ghana more the economic space now. That's the name they are giving us the next 10 years. So you're making sure your debt to your GDP will come down to 45%. Within 6 months. This debt to GDP is around 43. So something that was expected to be done in 10 years has been done within 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
For me, I think that just a way before and I say idea we like when in your home because give you that credit worthiness now we can return to the space. And again, debt now as form no is another one. and then so no give you that particular way. Inflation from 28, I drop it down and then I'm 13. Your friend saying end of year projection. Our finance minister here, he was saying say after the end of this year, now inflation numbers na kwa kuduru. Your friend is saying your friend is saying 11. 11. Yeah, half of it say you was 16. Clearly, you were 13. Clearly, I chose say yeah do baby. And adeba na meta kan ho asem has to do with the banking sector cleanup na nasefo na ya. Me betan ka kiro say ADB na your friend say NIB. Bank na gu edan keke na sisi ho. People thought say we were doing politics. And our finance minister confirmed that particular thing. But then instead of say obegu these banks, these banks have been recapitalized. What put to a huge sums of money. Ghana, shares. Sorry, 450. And yeah, no keke.
450 million Ghana.
Yes, a buying shares are one Nestor Ghana. Or the Ninian alcohol and a bond of about 1.5 billion. So ya channel Ninian alcohol.
So the best banks now.
Just to make sure, say we are sana deposit sika or over about 6.1 billion. Income again over 900 people in a year Juma across the country. Our your friend is saying that particular bank, you save them. That is the smart way of doing things. Sabaya nipa ehun konkochire no. Esi ameno ka say within this space, all the rating agencies now coming back once again, giving Ghana a boost because Moody's I upgrading, Fitch I upgrading, and then S&P's too is working very soon. I think that the numbers will come out the actual figures, clearly natural say some of these things have been done. So JB, for me, I think for me agency the numbers look good, and I deba very important. Emma numbers look good over the years. Na cry over has to do with the dollar. CD dollar. And interestingly, your CD now had the worst performing currency in 2014, your friends in 2024, 2023, and then as at April, according to Bloomberg, Ghana currency, now had the best performing currency in the whole of the world. Because now sustaining gains to a point, and ya deba bedru baby ejira at me stabilize ejina 10 point something. Actually say indeed, nema ashasia ekoye. And you see, what kind about NPP boycotting and as a forum? Yes, because democracy na practice, and it will be our right to boycott parliamentary proceedings, whatever. But you see, politics I evolve to a point. My culture said, no citizens no more form, no more hair, no. Do now craft politics as such people on the stage.
Yeah, sure.
And it is a person who stages some of these things that you must make sure say at the end of reason is on your side. You have proper justification. And someone NPP for kind of say into a boycott parliament. A man for a tour about so a monk now question and say, Yebi, Yakoto abawo abilikuma. And there was a scaffold. And a buying and shame, so a buying young shame for that particular reason, a month and a whole budget. That is good. That is good because we all know on certain terms. I condemn what happened at Abilikuma. But where we've got into the democracy grow to a democracy, some year better now you say macho mind and as a for taking stage here, Brahman for and as a for I condemn that particular thing unreservedly. And even called on the IGP. We even called the IGP outside there was a security failure.
Yeah, sure.
But it's not as if nothing is being done. Now, the police at the official statement about one thing says some individuals have been picked. Investigation. If the perpetrators in this particular act will be brought to book. The MPP picks this particular thing as a justification. Say, that may be so. You see, he who comes into equity
must come with clean hands.
These jokers who left parliament a few days ago were the very people who supervised over Techiman when people were shot and killed. Not even a single person had the sense of decency. Catch a buying and not to say your mama buying say omunya investigation. Nipa no muko mo Techiman no mo yamwa and now no mudo mu nebusian for. Ablekuma yamko obiao. In this case, people were shot. Yako Ayawaso West Wagon.
Yeah.
MP Sam George Yabona sum Yabua man for minimum branch Yabakwa Yabona and Naya say Oko Eastern Regional. Your friend saying you're this orthopedic your friend saying surgery and one in the airshine a branch and really? Say I'm telling till you now. Till now wow. Be any who taking care of the gentleman. JB Otiase I'll give you his detail. Naya say or Shadem Besin there.
As a result of Ayawaso.
Yes.
Oh, you try be nice. So that
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the same guy.
These people could not say yeah buying it because sentiment no more expressing and no. You feel so these are your friends are reasonable human beings. It doesn't matter when it happens, you know. Oba sorry, I can say it. These people were beaten, some were assaulted, some were maimed. Obi anya that sense of decency and kasa yenkwa investigation na yem bring anybody through press and international bodies never me set up a commission your friends a commission of way set here we had the white paper come out president and he trashed the paper and that paper was consigned to the dustbin in the Jubilee House. Nobody raised the finger on it. The justification was that some judge provoked and it ended there. At the end of the day, we aren't bandits and criminals. But nobody was able to condemn those things. And I mean, I blame those who received that particular petition. Because the chief of staff and other people were not supposed to even avail themselves.
The chief of staff, the deputy chief of staff, that is standard.
Yes. And they shouldn't have entertained that at all. The reason is that day the president was supposed to be in the house to read the budget. Constitution, reading the budget in the president
on behalf of.
But I'm saying, oh, you're busy. I own to me continue or dedicated finance minister. Yeah. So finance minister with the budget. Robert said, I am reading this statement on behalf of the president. Yeah, so all things being equal, the president is supposed to be in the house reading the budget. And the president obviously you assume that the chief of staff and other people will have to follow him.
Yeah.
And who boycott the parliament. That was what I'm telling you, that they shouldn't have entertained those things. These people, when it comes to violence, and then for Nipa, and another election, what is the decency to stand in parliament? Afenyo Markin policy,
and that is my worry.
We don't say these things to justify some of these things, but what I'm saying is that what happened it's not as if nothing is being done.
And even Pablo, a send off.
Yes.
You shoot in the car.
So when he who comes into work with him must come with clean hands. Yeah. You don't use some of the flimsy excuses when something is being done to justify say men call parliament. Now me the entire parliament or one committee here. Some now more back and they knew what was going to happen. Are you aware say IMF seek now more disburse the money no? The last trench now, said the last bite one trench no. About talk Ghana for your account on the 1st of January. Oh yes. Oh yes. JB, are you Sikana ya 300 and something million or transfer to Ghana Cedis? Ubenya 4.1 billion thereabout. I am telling you, sir, from 1st of January to 7th of January, now Kofone Disikani Yinasa. Not even one seed in a car account on some Mokofie.
Brabi, what's it?
I am saying, sir, IMF Sikana more transfer to Ghana account to my Bank of Ghana account on the 1st of January. From 1st of January to hand it over to President Mahama on the 7th.
I can't 6 days, Mama.
6 days, the everything. The finance minister mentioned it.
Yeah.
Not even one city and a come. And these jokers today have the infantry to tell Ghana for us. Within 6 months, and they love Ghana more than Obia. Some of us have been very consistent. Our position has always been the same. So it doesn't matter where it happens. But mono niema no kwabone no obi a hunyan sansore nkasa niema a ekoso ya de bone because who can't now we are consistent who can nipa will take you serious. Oh, their position has always been consistent. Ya tena kroma ma ya kunipa ma wobuani aguso ya buru ebinom pre ebinom ne na sefo ye chesi a journalist do say na yan chesi obo kroma say it got to a point Manasseh had to flee from this country.
Yeah. And
several other journalists yanti kroma na ameswale na sefo ye kuku omo na sefo no MP shane dem ye kobu ni komu kunu na sefo no be sin ne when ya chena about those things, you understand. So I am saying say politics na ye no we must not think say at this time no we can sway emotions. We can manipulate people's emotion. No. The only thing you can use to manipulate people is reasoning and find where your logic and some other kind. That is the only thing I'm Ghana for. I do what he. But 1990 politics, 1992 politics, na mena nani na ya womi to musa kind of no. I will not buy conviction for you. So oh yeah, they are making sure that they now is grounded on something substantial because in the Ghana you know what they want no heard the currency today or heard the economic space or heard the near Mexico and how confidence is once again returned. This is no say nipa na yedi omo ka okroma na ye bilateral UEFA creditors no nyina and they are willing to come in omo ne Ghana for sign MOU. Finance Minister hinted say in the coming days in France be sign bi and several other mo be agree say on be a chance.
But France last week almost
France has been signed
$90 million.
Exactly. So some of these space ni nyina kire say there is some confidence that is returning home. Ama manfo benya gidie ayesa niema no. So niema we na Ghana for hesa be ahonhare beba yemu na Ghana for nya some fast because one of the major things I think is all kind of President Mahama I think Ghana for it doesn't matter where you are. That big push agenda now there, but no the road infrastructure aspect of it, the gentleman has said deliberately identify all the major corridors in this country. Or making sure say oil revenue na over the years he's refinancing that particular revenue. Now what channel towards that particular road and do say ya or can Kumasi to your friend saying. Accra to Kumasi
road,
a 3-lane expressway. No, say people are there doing the feasibility studies. Really? September, oh yes, they will finish.
From 1992,
yes,
96.
Yes, that is why me no duty here on every day just to be on them. So they will do that particular thing.
Enra da. I question kusi woja so mo bank right. 16.
Yes. Because I find it
lady back who can issue the invitation card of Abe wedding this Saturday.
Yes.
I mean some of these things.
Offer from Kumasi to Brekum to Drobo to Sampa, from Drobo Quine Faso Kofamea, maybe I'm for those so to Kwamse Chrome, that kind of quine swingina. A quine say these are major roads. I think say some of this infrastructure should target now making sure say the people of this country will have benefit because all you musikano natural resource idea. So when I target some of these things, I Ghana for being some faso. Now for young sign quiet nim kase. You building railway. Say I don't see the reason why you cannot wake up a day, go to Tamale and return. We should be able to create a system. I bet Yama Ghana new without plane, no. Bet me akwa Tamale, I return and then it is possible.
Sky train or say it was.
Train no, they are not from cry Nibi.
Sky train no, train
no, they are not from cry no. Nibi. Not there. So I think that these are some of the things that we need to do because me motivation. My dear, say Ghana ni be sorry.
Okay.
The upper obetimiato, the ohia, then sabeka. Now, government must also focus on job creation. Job creation is very important.
We have about.
I can say me USA the budget just ability. I say more na you see the appreciate it. Emma dollar ni depreciate no. And then you know can who be in a self-finance minister say 6 months ni your debt no eswate best 114 billion because say dollar number say 16 17 na say western debt esne one kasa your domestic debt na it means say cedis na wo kan bomu e de akwakotua western debt wo per dollars no and so I dey add drop it and when you know can who be in your debt but seriously I was say NDC aban Dr. Kesa to forcing economic management team any Bank of Ghana governor.
Why no?
Say minya hu say je na.
No, say obonya nsate.
Say yenya hu but well say
grofona be gunu nti ukwate kura ye.
We projections IMF dema ye. Na say from 61 your friends say na drop it to 43 I just say o ma yade they are cutting unnecessary expenditure and then see the now appreciate it. Now they say a number 43%. I just say seriously, your debt to GDP. Abana
quick one, and I think that we must also go the Nigeria way. Nigeria more appealing foreign borrowing to 30% and domestic 70 because the very moment you borrow more from outside whenever there are fluctuations in the currency are affected and you're more capping in such a way that foreign borrowing cannot exceed 30% that way. So I think that's a Ghana for it me yes I did not borrow will come from
because that last year the external debt no borrowing 61%
they were borrowing recklessly. So I think that
Lucius remember you share the accountability series or I don't know. Me name say be someone accountability series. Enra Attorney General. I mean to me, Kasane Yadosun do. I mean Kasane Yadosun. You have been given that mandate to work prosecute people, take them before the law and let the law deal with them, because the law is the law. Is the law. DB, the Kasa.
Give me that say. Me all Canada, I think say Ghana ni bia beka say udika. Say obeka say bia kasa no ya doso. Na me no de meka say once a bedi mandate no amaye no. So obi e wo ho a wa diska. Na say yen nipa no yen timi retrieve iska no. Na nipa no so say who be here say nka wodam na onam a Ghana for be disappointed, because one of the reasons, and I can say one of the main reasons in here, Ghana for eto aba edema NDC any President Mahama sa corruption na ekoso NPP amamu no enti no even say wutie finance minister na no budget na already na o chese ghost names nko a 114,000 ghost names.
Yeah.
What you say? 114,000 ghost names. Na ono kra de o sani che mu mienu o ka say o party bi ono no efre no separated staff. Separated staff no ye enkrofo bi a American wawu enso still ni pain begusutua obi nso wo ho ma ba yinadi obi also akotena bruchi enso still ogusoje wahu no ono no ode saa eno no nyina bom ye say separated staff eno no so nko ano 53,000 enti se obefa 114,000 plus 53,000 o che say o man no boka about 150 million Ghana cedis. What you say? Enti ene no se yaba behu se bibi se e wo ho no ma. Megidie se eni nti a mandate no ye den e wo ho.
Exactly.
What you say? Enti no sane e bi ti se finance minister kan ono no de ka say badi ka ye audit. Eni ma odi hu we say no. Na bebesen a ye bi na ba e say be yi free mu na no. Ba yi free. Enti no last minute na ha kan say NPP for ade ba ko pa na e wo ba no. Say NDC for a corrupt. Na se be kan wi a be ma evidence chain microphobia bachi be den edibagum. What you say?
Yeah.
Se be kan sa wi a wo NDC ni no. Wo the evidence say wa kwachi NPP ni bi atum, because President Kufo free so no. President Mills eba nyame mfa ne kransi yi. On dey ka say o pasondwe. What you say?
Obi abogana.
On dey lo pasondwe nti ema wantimi anye den anchi obi a ne President Mahama ebeto aso. Wahu enti ene no to menka equalization po, because obi a diska jemi aje. What you say? Se sika no won feel say won say nka say e bia o asset say ni nti a ayi offering say ye declare asset no o asset bia wo say ye na edisi ane a say eje say hu behia say udam a say hu utimi den utim dam e ma ne yi enti no me mesre say attorney general me say President Mahama Jinidi in the first place when Jimmy Bianco appoint no once our appoint no nko ade che say o gidie den e woni mu and those are you know offering saying dimensions na SNK team de hwe yes kasem say betimi aden agina na say obi emu ye mfa so no kame akoya say Ghana for enya hu any fruit bia obemu
just imagine
e bi ye ayi offense kisia jaben sector ho na for simple
special prosecutor
special prosecutor on the side ho no from the time abesete up besi sabre nyina no akoya ayi kasa na te se ne ayi na wo ka no
talk show
what you say eba sa eboa wahu. And aban so there our fine lawyers no nyina e wo honom a bosumi bia no betwa beka ntimi se me feel say ebriaso Ghana for epese be hu action what you say han twe there
Nana
special prosecutor
yeah, because me
no asem obegina ho beke kan yi
yeah
wontumi galamse o se die benyu o medican action ekipi na mo release no enti say we gather enough evidence afani ko gina court this too much yi ochina na eji unkwa na unim kasa ana unkwa na atibrofo ana wochina no aba bepu wa be wiwe here na de agu hanu nyewe na Ghana fo hia and then medical yakasa JB President Mahama big push agenda here where yi some regions new constituencies or say a road infrastructure road you about construction ba be kosi by the time omo be yenu be wie ne dada ne nyina ase the Ghana fo hia accountability the Ghana fo gina so to abadema NDC pa kese pa accountability where me fa people ya wo story ya as load wa ya we de da ba ko da hanu yi
oh e ho de krono
so
oh e ho de krono
na ba ko da hai de ama Ghana atete apansama ama Ghana seyeye ema Ghana chese eye basa wo man no esu ka bisibu kanfa wo man no so eye krono eye corruption ye wo krofo bia ye de adwuma hye wo mo nsa na wo madwuma wo mo ye me ba ye mitise wo ne ayi Ivan mo ba ko bia odam
Norbert Boboshi
mo kana sam say akasefo ne ti America akasefo ne nam ho wo mo ma bokro no akase ebragi dwo wo manuma mo hwe governor and start this so that so to ho there be that man I say one day mo be pick no current Nigeria president Tinubu Tinubu ba ya Nigeria Central Bank ne governor omo che no omo chi ni ko she mo be 7 months and san omo release na starting night akọ court enu kwa ni ye ka Ghana ye debt to GDP ani ye ka no na Nigeria de enu ba bi sa o inflation ye de shoot ye because of Central Bank of Ghana governor says he can wo twa within 2 years no over 80 billion wo print skagum ni nyina ka ho bi ntina ye nya inflation shoot to ko be say 54 that time no
small administrative one e wo Bank of Ghana it's me spread over 222 million Ghana cedis and the scada you yes one more say that investigations na one meanwhile these people are still there
yes sure that time no yeah inflation do 54% to na Nigeria there na be 28%. Tinubu bomb see in decades Nigeria nyasa inflation ni bida say what say one inflation it me do 28%. Enti omo chema ni shemu 7 months but e ma ba beto papa wait ya say we your friend is akwa yi ajapa ebuko ni fie device our set full room and our setting devices ahodo a just computers ni ma we dey monitor Bank of Ghana.
Can you imagine this?
We dey otifie nyina we dey monitor Bank of Ghana. Otifie nyina wo free Bank of Ghana akono Bank of Ghana boxes omu lodu sikagu mu no omu kotu bi woni fie na wono ka kire wo mo se ne niema
ode packing
ne niema and ode begu fie
that boxes e fa packing niema e sika ne de packing
e sika aside no cars na wo use wo Bank of Ghana nyina no Japan e kai me boa oboa me so me boa o se cars ni nyina agu ni fie cars ni nyina agu ni fie omo twe cars ne de call say national security na instruction ba say omo san fa cars ne ko back omo sa cars ni na wo ka cars na nya cars ketua o ye ka cars wo se bro be say 5 ni nyina agu papa ni fie egu ho no mo ye dey o te ho no mo ene ye gyan no na dwuma wo ye a central bank ne governor no e de aho kire e de sikahye e de wo hia ni nyina ka wo binti na senior citizens wo Ghana eti gu monte so anu wo mu subobena na nkofo eti hwichem a ye twi wom but what Ghana na de echa na wato ne general ati she nsi to di ayi tire ti mu minimum na wo ye dede tietie ni paso boa yesi nti na Ghana for to abade ma mo ana sa de echa wo me ye dede de bia me e de update prosecute the person
simple
because nipa na dwuma na wo ye no e de aho kire e de nipa wu woni kanofori atakabo mu nipa wu wo Ghana ha sei one policies programs in your ye any pay who are Ghana has say Chema won't to me no bad who update at every day Chema won't to me eka go do and tata go do boss on the radio stations Chema won't to me catch a gun and this way a governor we yes can we billionaire mansions I would do a palace and what sees what Ghana has say no what to go that saying sort to toy a diamond crofo what you didn't question 2 days and we release in what by my updates here day prosecute them so won't me nya mo come on mo de yehunu say mo de ja some yes politicians mo ye anuafo me yan fa ne sa na ene se ma ka kan mo ba ye kwabnadofo na ase na kwabnadofo ma gimu 60% anyway de wo so agege na wo hefa na asset na wo se na ban ne fa e wo hefa JB ya tra sa stages we say ya politicians e de ye enamuo no akwanfo akwantantan sika eba wo man futuo mu se mu even 30% across NPP government e yo madwen so be invest wo Ghana for ye kwato abade ma wo mu a kanya ne sen ka Ghana for brese no.
Very well. Before some member Ivan Honomono, Lucius, a message be her. If Robi Fuseni Abubakar, I say JB tell Lucius, his former PPP party deputy organizer, Suyani East constituency, is watching him live from the United Kingdom because I could not stay in Ghana during this hardship time, and tell him, wish him all my best regards, Graham. Who do you know?
Graham. I mean,
also on the ultimate time to a quarter of bush. 2 days and a half was in that. I so that you go.
JB.
Yeah.
I think sir, ya koto abano wa ho. Makacho say oko na democracy si ho a ana say aban si ho a ana if there is any regime it will be wrong for you to think say Abano is in place because our soldier for our police for our hwan omo tuo wo omo no mo bo man ho ban we ya sad then won't politics and governance I say the establishment anywhere under a democratic sector pobia no ade e bo ho ban e trust and confidence as citizens e repose in that establishment. The very moment that trust and confidence is withdrawn, the establishment becomes shaky.
Yeah.
Obekaya, Sri Lanka. President, you know, Nipa boom sorry, you know, soldier for 120 couldn't stop them.
Prime Minister Okoye.
Ghana, unfortunately, yet the Jubilee House, we have a BSc. Say Ghana for so say you we are marching to the Jubilee House. We are fine, we Ghana.
Of course, yeah.
We are fine, you run away. So you must, at any point in time, manage the trust and confidence and make sure that people don't lose trust in the institution called democracy. Because Ebasa and a day Amaniaba, my culture around the sub-region, in recent times, we've seen countries are almost swapping coup d'etat for, almost swapping democracy for coup d'etat. Ghana for the like your minor train was almost half call your friends military junta. Ghana is not immune from this. In recent time, Akufo-Addo Tisano didn't say money. Ekaka Krebi and Ghana for Yenyaku has say people are even boldly on TV saying say coup are better than because they're not yet tehono, na governance, na democracy. It was more or less like a Ponzi scheme that was being spearheaded by some unwitty criminals who felt say you 2 minutes so at this point that massive win for President Mahama say Ghana became so much convinced that acrophobia for Yesika and for that matter I am going to vote for them to account for their crimes, and that was the motivation for the Kokotoaba. So at this point Kasadodo bia ni ho a ebe put Ghana for off that particular way until they see people in jail.
Exactly.
Kasadodo bia ni ho a obeya ebe ma Ghana for I give up said no because Bakacha ade ya pa ne se nipa onim nyansa ewiawo. No the to me atwa ne ho ahia and you can't do anything about it. And that is what these people did to us. The evidence was quite clear. Omo no Makacha said they were unwitting criminals. We are no they couldn't even hide it. Omu wi na ade che na da bonten omu wi o che na ade che na da bonten kromfo nyansafo be na be wi ade che nchen. You see, so these were unwitting criminals, unintelligent and I am saying say this is the time akasadodo bia who betime justify that particular thing. So Attorney General should start speaking with prosecution.
Exactly the point.
Me I am somebody I've always advocated say yes, in governance there must be a flow of communication. Yes, it's very, very important. But you see, these are a different realm altogether when it comes to the Attorney General prosecution, those things. These are sensitive realms. The only language, the only press conference you can do is somebody is standing prosecution and the person has been convicted.
Exactly
that is the only press conference Ghana for tears here. And there are a lot of people at this time, is if care is not taken, there is goodwill on President Mahama's side because economically Ghana is on good footing. The president is doing a lot of great things. But there is one thing. Ghana for the prosecution and how safe we can counter some of these things. Now, no, you will expect a clearly certain definitive statement to be will be given and clear this whole thing. Because there are people on social media speculating, oh, I buy na cotton Ghana, I buy Nigeria for then and so forth. These are people making their own news. You can't control it. Yeah. So it is you. And I would just spell all this nonsense. What I say? Now, what's national? We don't say anything. Then it gives credence. Ni party or the back. And I'm just say, I buy governance in the editor. Sometimes you say hardcore ni part of evidence or a perception. A key.
Oh, of course.
Or not to continue in a tunnel dreamer. That is what they preach. And you must always move in to dispel and distill some of these things. There will be clarity. But my culture says in governance, you must never create a vacuum. The very moment you create a space, people will fail it for you. What they fail with it, you can't control it. It is either propaganda, cynicism, because one hour jai amana existe. What I say? And I think say Attorney General, what people Ghana for person who say nipa no muria yesika di yesika no. We want to see them facing prosecution. Hey, Opa, you can't turn west. You can't. There is nothing that me I you can't say anything to convince me.
But if what me anya kukudro, say what you want to me, Edna kwa to me ya granting the bail. What is preventing you so that the court the following day?
No, I know.
What is the essence of the fast track high court?
I understand, sir. There be no na make say your friends saying the criminal your friends say prosecution regime is not always doesn't always align with public sentiment and emotions and as for because
this is nothing to do with public sentiment.
Who say JB first no more say chief justice wo hono justice tokonu wo hono say ankofo wo do court wan hwe ayenu baby because onu na be judges and then unfortunately for you or unfortunately for NPP ma suspend no acting chief justice you more than
you see me the point is that obi to say question yantechi na do me eche no and no some omukọ granting the bail right so now on court enko bebia enko kan say bia because of asem way ABCDT and the man eche no and say wafa ne ho adi akoka na asem we ne yafa ne ho adi so what was the essence of the arrest
so me my point is
the same thing happening to now to me granting the bail
and JB so who can answer what's the essence of say you be prosecute you do form
no that say
what's the essence of say
Attorney General is telling us to say only interest will case ni mu be granted if you don't have any interest you drop it but on Kenya man do latter day it be at the 3rd year in your administration na fe na o pre ho so kwakọ o de na court na court ni so hyehyɛ time near delay diversionary tactics near the nsɛm ba hyehyɛ ho no mu sa delay tactics na judges for ni bi so e fa ho de ayeye no those ones are madness. So the country cannot be governed like this.
Yes, it's no so no buy na o ma drop no. Judge for mo tenas no o ma fa ho ayeye pa I'm telling you.
That is the point.
So police say do agongo no mu ni sa cases ni nyina no o ma yeye. Judge so mo tena cases so o mo ya de for because of those cases.
So my case in say in as much as you cannot align criminal prosecutions with public sentiment in as it doesn't mean the public will shut up. Always in they will be in an eager stance expecting something. So government must also make sure say have many times that we here to gather evidence to start because obi expecting say by now to miss prosecution has started.
Exactly the point. That is what I'm talking about.
And National Service Secretariat almost something has started. Yes, but yesterday he comes back to say new evidence. You see, as some no cost now we need new evidence. You can always amend your charge sheet, present new evidence. You see, we must do things to sustain trust. Because we are sitting on a very narrow thread where people think, oh, the NDC, NPP, that is the kind of impression you need to do away with some of these things. Because the crimes that these guys have committed in this country against the state, richer overnight. And in doing so, and we've lived in a country where people have been jailed for willfully causing financial loss to the state. And today, people are foolishly, they've caused financial loss to the state. So jailing them will be so easy, you understand? So I think that you see, the Attorney General must up the games in now making sure say prosecution is what Ghanaians want to see. Anything beyond that, Ghana will not take it serious. So, I posted one of his videos, one of my social handles. Now, comment and I say, it's the way Ghanaians feel.
Of course.
They don't care about the press conference. They want to see prosecution, because how come somebody has been granted bail for the past bear? To me, how many millions?
Now every day, I say, if I won't bet you CID for Koyoku.
Yeah, you may be gathering evidence, but evidence kakrana when you know you can start and then you see.
You don't have any evidence. What was the basis of the arrest?
And yes, 6 months. Kasa no ya dosun. Edu we be na Ghana for bambua. Then people claw back.
Oh no.
And I say you must be smart. You know, yes, criminal prosecution take time. You must be very meticulous in gathering evidence. You best standing the test of prosecution in court. Evidential value near high, but you must enter. I say public trust and confidence at the same time must be sustained.
Yeah,
and that was more important than any other thing. We are not Ghana. We say Akufo-Addo abayeno. Eduru we be na Ghana for you. I say. There is nothing you do about Ghana for. So I think we need to take a cue from this particular thing, and government making sure say obi ankase ko which hanti obi ankase nipa mfa asem koto obi so na channel na mmom omo si omo bo e de omo nsa bo man sikam etimi toto estate ahodo kwabra ne timi ko gina estate no kan dan 26 abomu ntua kama me na bank atua na nansefo no. What I say, there are accomplices and other people. We cannot do this. National Service Secretariat, Kwabraniti baby, ye de amount for Ghana card, a creative way, and ye chair a school for now. And answer when we are national service.
The personnel for
we know, not Laura Fair and Quanti Sicano Modema, and 500 Ghana is a
na kwabrane akọ invest
na kwabrane wa akọ invest kwa keke wasan ade aye collateral na kwaje bosia you can do this thing na software ka kire nse no na omusika tiru na Ghana ni sika ntino no bo Ghana mo sam hunu we na yetete sa nema cathedral issue no me say asofo no mo ka ho no they must prosecute all of them. What is this? I think say anya sa nema we na say asa nema na confidence no chance slip biema. It will rob any other thing the president is doing. Exactly. Because on the other side, my culture, there are a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
But because of this particular thing, you know,
so
when to me and because and then you cannot think that Ghana for a Galabo anymore. Trust me, there is nothing you can do to convince them. All that they want to do is prosecution. So I am challenging the Attorney General. I've said it before. Say, narrative, twisting, talking, explanation as if no, we don't care. Go and prosecute people, and that is the only message Ghana for tears here. But now 4 years, 8 years, people massacre and doing so. No, you also want those in this government to say. This is the fate that await you. Yeah, and then Lumba would have a month for trying to mushi. Now also the because so I think that is the message we must stand. And yes, the Ghanaian dream will never be realized.
But I say, my mom will be 1 minute if I wrap it up. So my starting free now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boko. JB, we MC a renew curfew no from 2 p.m. Not just say eja. Sabi.
But you see, okay,
Sabi. Enwanu ponchi kwa nka omu ngu dem ntem sa. So but say na yesi kwa do service senior high school yetimi wem kotututu okum nipa. I escalate here Ashanti region. Say no de yenim de beka biem. But I say it's getting out of hands. Eya jinsamu ntimi de anope de me kanya say agufuo wom esan so obi ba ko school ni aboy school ni akwa kokunu a say wusi nipa no fancha eden but for how long ene ebeto akoso amache say emoje anunu boko na sika wo se etwa edipe development social amenities eniema basic things amu hia no munya because mu kumu ho e wo se mu hia peacekeeping just say soldier for ba yes say police for ba ye ko police for civilians wu soldier for wu boko yes remo
but I say
yes
Ajubrel I mean
yes remo
2
p.m. na say
what's it
2 p.m. na say o dan tam so a wo bebre na mbe wonyem na mbe nyim bebre
and abende Lucius
yeah
it's becoming very scary
me de me kan say boku di no de mesre say minim say sabre no otumfo ene
I didn't say you otumfo
no me de say for sabre no otumfo mom ne why say bayi ni say onye mediation no nya sa mpempi no meta kan sa say we say nneɛma bi te sɛ religion tribe chieftaincy yɛmfa mmara ɛne di
yeah sure
sɛ wode mmara ɛdi a ɛna ne di no ɛde ha ne sɛ woka ho asɛm nso a ɛsɛ ɔyɛ ahwɛ yie because mpɛn pii no saa nneɛma mmiɛnsa yɛ a mabɔ so yi no ɛna ɛnhyɛ da mfolo ayi normal principles bi mu saa ɔwɔ ate aseɛ sɛ wohwɛ bɔko nsɛnsɛm yi a somewhere 1955 1958 hɔ biara no court koraa ɛruli o court ɛruli ba ayi asase no ɛyɛ bɛdeɛ ne ba ɛsɛ bɛtumi si ɔhene ankasa but wonsɛ sɛ na mekaeɛ no sɛ nka mmara ɛtumi ɛsi saa nneɛma no ano kwan a nka somewhere 55 58 hɔ no even 2003 koraa mpo no the same thing court san ruli ɛde ma even kusa asefoɔ you understand
yeah but your time into the
time ntintin na me mpɛsɛ mekaeɛ sɛ mmara no ne sɛ yɛbɛka history hwan ne asase ne yɛn deɛ hwan ne sɛ osi hene ne n'asefoɔ no nyinaa no mɛsrɛ sɛ ɛsɛ nka saa bere wei sɛ no nka adwobrɔ o yɛn nyina yɛmfa yie nto baabi a yie da ɛhɔ no ɛsɛ bɛso bɛnya mpuntu sɛ ho te hɔ no na sɛ ho kunkum ho na aban agyapadeɛ wɔ hɔ ho sɛɛsɛɛ no private entities nneɛma ho sɛɛ na development nyɛ den ɛmma what you say
innocent 1 minute
yeah JB I think say Boko issue no we've been brushing you see say peace be prevail depending on people who are involved in this whole thing and it is about time I kind of crash almost say they need to stop these things ko baby a ye gina se we ase gina no those things belong to antiquity medieval state tete no na we ni we are na we are so sansem hunu no this modern space no people are looking for development. You see, enye obi the free stand cost stop that particular fight. Otumfo obeka de obeka. President Mahama obeka if the people there are not willing to stop. Omu who say the life of their kids are on the line because what they are doing, their children will come and continue the same line.
Yeah, sure.
Go there and see poverty. Now what is this nonsense? I think we need to speak to them in plain language. Say peace will start with them, and they must give peace a chance. Because you see, soldier for the police for na yaso amoka ma hwen no. Ye video mo for na poko si anwumre. Sika na ban eye no. Ndi sa na man ntimi si hospital.
Oh. Ebesi wo
na ohene na ye ku ye ho na ye uye si ohene na what is it?
Yeah.
You see, I think sometimes we need to make concessions and let some of these things go. Ohene na the man wa dia ya na besi. Ohene o te soro ana wo te bia so. Enye forma na betena. I think we need to look at the greater good, look at the life of the people there. Na ene omo amba da beduru Kumasi o. Yeti o kire na adu Accra. And some of these things who nkete saa no okọ north ho nso e ho na ene Burkina saa ya Sahel ho amamfo do mo bajim. I think the state must be very radical in dealing with some of these things. And yes these things will be happening more and more and more.
Any interview afa che me say we hwe video no na ya nhwe ye ntie nsem na amfa nkwan kwesi ane aharom na brebe me yakwan me ahwe video no e de asi ye din kan etie nsem ahodo bebre na me so be ka me ho kwa bra me san so di video bi m e ba be som our channel yeso no se wonya subscribe from my YouTube channel ya na wa subscribe e de my channel ni din e kwa me gent TV e wo YouTube so as e san so na TikTok bit me afule e ho no me so me din e de kwa me gent